Now let's all rise and cover our hats and honor America with the flying guard national anthem.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Nest for today's varsity matchup featuring the West Effort Eagles and the Delsea Crusaders. Here again with Gavin Shields. Gav, great to have you. It's going to be an absolute Donnybrook today. As you know, you've had your fair share of run-ins with Delsea on both the football field and the wrestling mat. You've also had the opportunity to see our team live on Saturday, and you watched a couple live streams. What are your thoughts on the West Effort Eagles wrestling program right now, team?
Good afternoon, everybody, and it's good to be back. And my thoughts on this team is, we're young. We're still learning team. We have some seniors that are some studs, but this team reminds me, as I was telling you earlier, reminds me a lot of my freshman year team and my sophomore year team. A lot of kids still learning, as I was still learning through those years. We had a good team my senior year, but when you're going through varsity right now, you have young kids. You just got to learn with the flow and learn how to not give up bonus points.
Absolutely, Gavin. And a boatload of toss-up matches today. Delsea ranked in the state this year, and they are returning Group 3 South champions. West Effort returning Group 2 South champions. So you're getting a matchup of high-caliber wrestlers, and right off the bat you see that. We have Matt Montalto Summers, freshman, 0-2 for Delsea at 113, and freshman Trevor Lundfelt for West Effort sitting at 5-4. You're going to get a lot of underclassmen matchups today, Gav, and it's going to come down to bonus points like we talk about each week.
Trevor with the quick escape there. Good to see him get right out. He's a sprawl right now.
It's a good straight double by Matt, and I'll tell you what, you talk about physicality, and I know we've talked a lot about West Effort's weight program, but Delsea clearly a strong team as well. I think, Gav, a lot of today is going to be dictated by the how we start the match. I know, that's not the way you want to start, but it's a pretty empty gym on a Monday afternoon. A lot of people at work. Not a lot of parents able to make it today. Not a lot of juice in the gym.
Yeah,
and that's what you need as the home team. If you want to establish a home advantage.
Coach Morrell, it's a Monday. It's 12 o'clock. When you're wrestling when the sun's up, it's a different experience than a Monday night or any night for that fact. But when you're wrestling, you just got to bring the juice with your own teammates.
Yeah, you got to try to establish any advantage that you can during COVID times for sure. So Jacob Hassett here, junior from Delsea, at 120 pounds, 2-3 against sophomore Eric Herrera. Eric's sitting at 1-4. I like Eric a lot.
Good high C right there.
Yeah, you got to finish. Smart mat return. Good job by Jake. Sticking the leg in, fighting it off.
He's to hang on that leg, come out to a single. Good job getting those 2 points.
And Hassett do a nice job making Eric earn it, and that's the way this match has to go today. You have to make your opponent earn every single point that they're going to get on you, and it's going to come down to who knows their role, right? Whether if you might not be able to win the match, but you can't get pinned. You got to know your role and execute it.
100%. These Delsea kids are not going to give up early. As we just saw with that quick takedown by Eric. These Delsea kids are going to come right back at you until the third period ends.
Hassett working Eric on the edge of the mat here. 53 seconds to go. Eric needs to get a point back. Want to go into the second period with the advantage.
Eric needs to get big here. Look away. Get a fresh start here. Needs a quick start. Get those hands free. Get one.
This is one
right back at it.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is one of those situations I would say jump the whistle. I mean, you got 3 cautions where you give a point. Use one right here and try to catch this whistle.
Good start. Needs to keep moving, keep moving. Gets his one. Here we go. 30 seconds left in the first.
How much different is it going into the next period? Oh, that's a beautiful high C there. How much different is it going up into the next period, up points, Gav?
It's definitely a huge mental factor. And, you know, it's hard when you're a young wrestler, as Eric is, to come back in the match and, you know, to feel good going into the second period when you're down. But you got to remember, there's still 4 minutes left in the match. And this match is not over by any means. As Delsea's trying to get some back points here as the period ends.
And I'll tell you what, you can throw the individual records out the window in a match like this. Like Hassett sitting at 2-3, Herrera at 1-4. That's not like 2-3 and 1-4 against slouch competition. That's 2-3 and 1-4 against some of the best teams in South Jersey and maybe the state. And steel sharpens steel, as we say. So the better opponents you wrestle, the better you become. Potentially dangerous.
Yeah, it looked like he was holding the arm there.
You cannot bring a wrestler back to the mat with an arm that's pinned. So while we get a break here, Gav, you know, talk about keys to victory and wrestlers to watch for you for today.
Keys to victory, as we were talking about earlier, is not giving up bonus points. And as I said, we have a young team, so does Delsea. So the fact of a team aspect to wrestling is hard to see when you're young. When you're young, you tend to not really fight off your back as much or not care about losing by 8 points and giving up that major. But in the end, it's really going to come down to the wire, especially today when you're wrestling a good team like Delsea. Now, wrestlers to watch is, as we have Mike Griff and Jordan Roan. Mike Griff needs to get a win here. He needs to come out strong as he has a good opponent today. And Jordan Roan is going up against one of the best kids in New Jersey, state-ranked wrestler. And I'm really excited to see how he comes out against him and his mentality coming into the match.
Yeah, agreed. And as we approach the back end of the season here, only 2 weeks to go, wrestling fans, before the dual meet season is over. And then we move into the region. So a lot of guys on the next 14 days are going to do everything they can to win matches and put themselves in a situation to have criteria for region qualifying. I mean, imagine that.
Crazy to think about, Coach
right?
Morrell, as we've been doing the same thing in wrestling for over 50 years now, and now we have 1 year. It completely changes how sports are going to happen.
Yep, absolutely. Eric in on that snatch, doesn't get it, gets muscled off. Jacob Hassett doing a nice job with that crossface.
Score 7-3 now. Like to see Eric keep fighting. You know, be aggressive back. Yeah.
All of these matches are toss-up matches, meaning that you look at it on paper, at least on our paper, we're saying, hey, it could go either way. If we wrestle our best, we got a shot to win the match. You know, anything less than that, then you get a shot to lose the match. And now, like we were talking about before this match started, Gav, you know, we've seen this team wrestle incredible. You know, against Collingswood, Lower Cape May, Paulsboro. You know, we wrestled at a high level. We also have seen us not wrestle well. So my key to victory is we need to be the best version of ourselves to have a shot to win this match today. Eric needs to start being a little more offensive as he was to start the match. 44 seconds to go in the second, down 7-4.
Yeah, when you have an aggressive wrestler such as Hassett here, the best thing to do is just smack him right in the face, right back. You know, a lot of these guys, they come out aggressive, but once you come right back at them, they start to back down a little bit.
Yeah, the one thing you can't do is Eric cannot hang when he takes a shot. There's going to have to be a lot of chain wrestling today from West Defford.
Eric's still fighting strong. We'd like to see him get one here. Break those hands free. Has a 2-on-1 down there. He looks like he's just going to ride him out to the end of the period.
Going into the third period, it will be West Defford's choice. What are you choosing?
I'm choosing bottom. Eric's gotten down.
Really?
He's gotten up the past times. He's been down, so get a quick one here and come right back at him. As West Everett chooses down.
They're looking to score. Hassett had asked his coaching staff if he wanted to go neutral and try to continue to work takedowns. Looks like there's a score discrepancy. But we're getting into that mode, going back to talking about regions, Gav, where, number one, West Everett staring down a murderer's row of competition left to go between, Paulsboro last Friday, a good Pennsville team, Delsea today, Highland Triton on Friday, outdoor match, Clearview on Saturday, outdoor match, and that's just this week. I mean, there are some major matchups that you need to win to qualify this week if you want a shot to be in the Region 7 and 8 tournament.
Yeah, especially as a team, when you're going through this type of week or type of 2-week span, when you're wrestling really good teams, it's hard to keep your mentality right, especially when you go into a match and you get beat up. It's hard to come back from that match and, are we that good? Or are we really still this good? And the fact of the matter is you just got to come right back after and get after it.
I think that's one of the things that makes the sport so special, is that it forces you to identify your mental toughness.
Yeah, and wrestling, right now it's a team sport, but when you're out on the mat, it's just you. That's what makes it so special, as you just said. There is no blaming a teammate. There is no blaming someone else. If you lose, it's on you, which makes it one of the most difficult sports to lose in.
Hassett fighting hard, as is Herrera. Hassett trying to ride, Herrera trying to get free. Delsea won their 10th consecutive sectional title last year. One of the most dominant South Jersey programs in the history of the sport, as well as the state. They beat Gateway Woodbury in the first round last year, beat Absegami in the second round of the South Jersey Group 3, and then beat Lacey for the South Jersey Group 3 title before losing to West Essex in a 35-32 Donnybrook. And I can't remember a year where Delsea wasn't at the top of the conversation in terms of one of the best teams in South Jersey, if not the state. So,
yeah, Delsea has been consistently putting out successful years in wrestling, and they've definitely been a powerhouse. As we have also been a powerhouse, so It's been good matches the past few years.
Yeah, last year was a war at Delsea, final 36, Delsea 36, West Effort 34. You were a part of that match, and talk about how critical every single bout can be.
Yeah.
And what are you saying? What are you saying to your teammates as a captain and a leader? What are you saying to your teammates, especially the guys that might have that really, really tough matchups?
And, that match against Delsea was a Saturday. It was a tri-meet with Highland as well. And, that wasn't our best day. We had a really good team last year, and we didn't bring the juice at all. And we let up a lot of bonus points against Delsea in a match we should have won. And then, we came right back against Highland after that match and beat Highland, who had a good team last year. But when you're coming into a big match, it is important to bring the juice and to not take every match for granted.
And we got to, these two are going at it right now. I mean, Herrera's not backing down. Hassett doing a great job. You saw both guys shoot at the same time. This is one of those situations where, desire is what it's all about. 20 seconds to go. Herrera down 4. Good news, if he loses, it'll only be a decision. Bad news, it doesn't look good to get a victory here.
He's on his knees right now, maybe a mixer.
Gotta try.
I'm liking that he's trying something right now.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you're in that mixer position, dangerous position for Hassett right there in the final few seconds. You do not want to be there.
Yeah, you never know. That makes the score 9-0 in favor of Delsea as we move to 126 pounds, and this is a massive matchup here, Gav. AJ Monahan, senior captain, sitting at 8-1. 7-1. No, 8-1. And AJ's one of my guys that's trending upward. He's had some quality wins the past couple weeks that put him in region qualification mode. But he's going to need this one as he faces sophomore Alex Zimmerman, who is 6-1 on the year. AJ, again, 8-1.
Love how AJ always comes out fired up, always quick on his feet. A lot of good level changes. He's had a really good year. Great match on Saturday.
Yep.
As he's putting on a shot, gets 2.
Yeah, Zimmerman wrestling fast here, but the nice thing about AJ is he's a veteran. He's been around for a long time. He's been in some major positions in big time matches, and he can handle. He can weather the storm with the best of them. So Zimmerman tight with that bar though.
Good job by AJ to get that escape, hip heist through.
Right back to the middle. This is going to be a good one.
Needs to get that leg back. put his chest on the middle of his back right now. He's a little bit too high up as he does. Needs to get his elbow back now. He's in the front head. It's a nice little move.
Yeah,
right
he
there.
kind of called that.
Yeah.
His elbow a little too deep, got dumped. It's one of those deals, though. We said it earlier. You got to keep moving.
Yeah, especially when you're in that front head position, as that was one of my favorite moves to be in. When you have your elbow too deep, you're either going to get dragged by or you're just going to sit there and get a stalemate. So you got to work hard to get that elbow back.
Zimmerman doing a nice job trapping the far wrist, going to that one-on-one and 2-on-1. Delsea loves the wrist control. Fundamental wrestling, too. You're not seeing anything cute from either one of these teams. It's
Nope.
straight ahead in your face, the way it should be.
AJ needs to get one here. Closing in on 20 seconds.
So Zimmerman, really, he's giving you a lot of what he's got on top here. Throwing in boots late to kind of ride out the rest of this period, but now you know he's got them. And as a coach on the sideline, that makes it a difficult decision when you're going into your choice.
Definitely. You already saw AJ get one here, so it's definitely going to be a tough choice. I think if he gets a fresh start in the second or third period, I think he can break free in those first few seconds. But if he doesn't, and Zimmerman throws in boots, you could be wasting a minute.
Did we defer there? Is that our choice and we deferred?
I believe so.
Okay. You know, AJ, he's been a pinner all year. You know, I don't know how many Delsea kids you're going to pin, but
Zimmerman with a nice Grammy roll. AJ looking for the Moochie throw.
Moochie giving up two there, but what I love about it is he went big. I mean, he's letting it all hang out right now,
Yep.
but he's nonstop wrestling. You'll see so many wrestlers that'll get Granby to try to go for a big move and lose it, and they'll just throttle it down.
Didn't get his arm free right there, but yeah, Zimmerman's going to find out real quick that this match isn't over yet, and AJ Monahan's here to wrestle.
Yeah. It's one of those deals where it's going to go all 6 minutes, and it's going to be who's got the most gas in the tank and who makes the bigger mistakes.
Zimmerman getting up slowly.
6-2, AJ up. Zimmerman looks like he's a little bit dinged up. Not sure exactly what it is.
Done that move a lot of times. Getting a little breather. Nice slow walk to the mat.
And don't think for a second AJ didn't recognize that he was a little bit dinged up. They were right after him.
AJ in on the leg, needs a limp arm. Limp arm and get that too.
He was using a situation similar to this on Saturday,
Yep.
I think, right? To win the match.
To win the match. Needs to get the arm free.
Nothing yet.
Is he staying the mat? Know where he's at?
I'll
Goes
tell
out
you,
of bounds.
great job of Alex Zimmerman there, getting long and flexible.
Zimmerman taking his time.
Starting to get a little juice in the gym here. People want Zimmerman back in the middle, but he's clearly dealing with some kind of injury or nick. And AJ goes right at it, and that's why he did it.
Yep.
Right?
Great job by AJ. Keep pushing the pace.
Correct, but do it smart. Sometimes I get nervous because you get so jacked up that he just got a stone call, and you want to keep running into things and run yourself into a takedown.
AJ needs to get his legs back there as quick as possible. Put all of his hips on him.
No matter. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, Zimmerman, he's very quick.
Yeah.
He's very quick. He's not, a big explosive guy. So if AJ keeps pushing him, he's gonna hit him with a duck or a nice little slide move.
AJ needs to score the next points of this match. Needs to score the next points. Are we potentially dangerous, maybe?
Shrug him off. Shrug him off. Shrug him off. Zimmerman doing a nice job there, breaking him down.
It will be West effort choice in the third. 3 seconds to go. You want to go down?
Take down.
I'll go on my feet. I think I'd go on my feet.
Good call by you as West Everett chooses neutral.
I just get, as Zimmerman takes injury time, I just get nervous because he's got those boots and you're down 8-2. There's nothing keeping him. I mean, he threw those boots right there from left field. So when you got a guy that can throw them from all over the place, he could just settle in on top and, just a ride. Not even a turn, just a ride.
Yeah, it could be a dangerous minute that you let go.
Yes, yeah. So you choose to go on their feet. Gav, you and I were talking earlier, so we have a quick break in the action about the divisions in the Colonial Conference and how we're doing it a little bit different in Colonial. where you're separated into your sport-specific division by your record the previous 2 years. So that created a very different-looking Liberty division with Paulsboro, Haddonfield, Gateway, West Effort, and Collingswood. I mean, that's
stacked.
Yeah, those are some of the best teams in South Jersey that you got in one division. And I will say that whether or not Paulsboro had guys out on Friday or not, I think that it was a phenomenal match, and that's the reason that you want your division to be selected like this. You don't you want to wrestle the best. Yeah,
so. And by wrestling the best, as we did in football with previous few years, when you play the best, you become the best. Mm-hmm. And that's what's going to happen with this wrestling team, with a lot of good competition coming up in the next couple of years.
All right, so what are you thinking your AJ right now? You're down 8-2.
Keep pushing the pace, keep on the head.
He's got to watch that elbow.
Watch that elbow again.
Zimmerman does have a stalling call. Down 6 with 1:46 left. It won't come into play yet. If you can get him a hit for another stalling call, then you got a shot to make it.
AJ needs to get that elbow back.
Yeah, needs his takedown too.
He needs to watch himself here.
Not too interested in that. Justin Lasry, our official for today. 2. Here's the 2. Now what? Now we got to back out, right?
I think he called off the 2.
Oh, he called off the 2. Oh, now we're in a battle. See, and this is what you talked about, precious time. I mean, great job by Zimmerman, just not giving up anything easy.
Yeah, and Zimmerman knows what he's doing right now. He's just going to hang out on the leg, waste time. And he looks a little bit tired, a little bit gassed. AJ ready to push the pace.
Yeah, at some point here, they're just going to have to start going big.
If he comes in that front head position right, I wouldn't be shy of a chin whip or a Moochie throw.
To qualify for regions, you need to be considered one of the top 3 of your weight class in the district. Delsea not in our district, so even with a loss here, I think AJ is certainly still in contention. Zimmerman definitely one of the better wrestlers in that district, in his district.
Zimmerman playing it really smart right now. Just getting in on the leg. And AJ needs I think it's going to be a learning experience. When you come in that front head, you can't let that elbow dig too deep.
Yeah, I got a short wrist everything. Appreciate the quick stalemate calls by our official. Going for the Moochie here. It's his last ditch effort. Oh.
He's got to keep that back arm right there. That would have been a stick.
It definitely would have been 5. Unfortunately, 5's not going to get it done.
Just under 30 seconds.
Love him pushing the pace, though. Potentially, so here's what you're looking for. AJ knows he needs another stalling call, and then he needs a big move.
Yep.
It's the only shot we got here. Less than 10. Zimmerman's an impressive kid, man. That's a sophomore right there. He's about to go to 7-1, and that's a big win for that sophomore here.
Good overall match. Good job by AJ to keep pushing.
AJ frustrated, but he's going to have more opportunities down the road here. Hopefully Zimmerman's not too banged up, and he'll be able to get back on the horse.
Even as a senior for AJ, you can still learn. You can still learn a lot from wrestling, as I did last year. It's just every match you go in is a learning experience, and AJ will figure out soon that match will ultimately make him better and better wrestler.
Great point.
At 132 pounds, appreciate it,
Giovanni DeGiorgi, another sophomore for the Crusaders, sitting at 4-3 with Justin Monzo Hull here at 132 for West Effort. Justin got caught and pinned on Saturday, so quick turnaround, short memory, as you said in the broadcast on Saturday. Justin's sitting at 6-3, and he is a guy that needs a win to stay in region contention, and he needs a win today.
Yeah, I like how he's coming out aggressive. Not too aggressive, though. I've seen Justin get caught a couple times this year.
He's just got crazy hips.
If there was no 2 call there, West Effort coaches went 2.
I don't mind that not. I mean, he came down out of bounds. I didn't see him. He didn't have control in bounds.
Justin pushing the pace really well right now. Like to see him get back in on that shot.
You also got 2 towns that know wrestling well, and they know what's at stake with every single match. So that's why the intensity's
Yeah, gym start. You can feel it in the gym right now. As I said on Saturday, one of the best gyms in South Jersey.
100%, especially when it's rocking. I'm thinking, let's be smart and let's get every match into the third period. Let's get every match to the third period as manageable as we can get it, and let's see who's got more gas in the tank.
Justin needs to keep his feet moving here.
Justin, no stranger to big moves either.
Definitely not. He's had a couple of pins this year.
What he can't do, though, is against good kids, you do not want to get into those situations where you're rolling around and your hips roll, because good kids don't make mistakes in those situations.
It looks like the cradle's locked up. Know where you're at, Justin.
Good job crowding his hips. 50-50 situation right here.
Wants to hook that leg in.
Know the mat. It's going to be another one of those down to the wire deals here, Gav.
This match is starting out good. A little bit too much space there on that shot from Justin. Like to see him fake a little bit more. Get him moving as he does right there. Good job going to the leg right there.
Gio, a first-team all-conference wrestler a year ago, along with Zimmerman, Shop, Walton.
Great job by Justin right there. Again, that two before the first period ends. You are right, Gio was a first-team all-conference wrestler. So, as you like to say, buckle up.
Justin, in his own right, also an all-conference wrestler last year, second-teamer. But this is the match. This is the match you need for that region criteria.
Justin saw a Grammy right there from Gio.
Cannot give up.
He needs to get his hip back right now. He needs to get his hips back.
Cannot give up two. One, not two. And this is a crazy scramble right now.
Justin, a funky wrestler.
Stays in control, though.
Stays in control and gets a fresh start on top. I believe they're going to call it neutral for him.
That's the second really good Granby we've seen today from Delsea.
Granbys are tough when you're not expecting it, just because, this guy's doing a forward roll on you and you're not sure if you want to stay with him or just let him go. Definitely a tough move.
Yeah, the key to the Granby is creating space and getting your hips high, and you see some of these quick twitch kids like Gio here who can sneak it in there when you don't really expect it. I want Justin to stay offensive. He's got to finish. He just can't hang here. Can't hang here.
Yep, needs to get up. Get up.
There's some funk.
There, you can't follow the hip right there.
Right.
I know Justin likes to. It's part of the funk style wrestling that there is today. But it just puts you in a dangerous place as he gets his hips back right there. Good job.
Explain to the viewers what you mean by funk style wrestling.
A lot of times, and especially in college and high school nowadays, when you get a shot, you're supposed to sprawl. That's what you're taught from a kid. But now people are falling to their hip, grabbing ankles, rolling around, and you get these crazy scrambles that you see on upper level wrestling that when you're really good at it you can do. But
the really good guys at funk almost invite you to shoot on them.
Yeah.
Because they know that they're going to be able to score on you.
Another shot by Gio right now. Justin doing a good job keeping his hips back, breaking him down.
Man, every point is so critical here, man. It's ended as the second period wraps up. We're up 2-1. Oh, there are going to be some fireworks here, man. I can feel it. Good news is our choice.
Yep. And I think Justin can explode up right here. This is a big third period for Justin. Obviously he's feeling it right now. He's probably a little bit tired. They've been going at it nonstop. But, this is where he shows where his heart is at right now, and hopefully keeps a strong mentality going into this third period.
120 seconds. 120 seconds right here. Gio in a tough spot. He's got to turn. If he's gonna choose top, he's got to turn Justin in order to have a shot to win this match. And that is not easy. Justin cannot hang there on bottom.
It seems appealing So I've done it many times. When you're in the third period, you're up by a point or two. You just hang out, hang on your base, and not really do much. But in reality, as I saw later, you just want to get that one and keep pushing the pace.
Yep. Giovanni in a tough spot there. Almost, I would imagine, almost got hit with a stalling call. Drops down to the leg. Probably going to get a stalemate.
Good job by Justin Turner running.
Nice job.
Gets his one.
All right, what's
Good job. Reattack.
That's outstanding. You got a heavy hit. That is outstanding.
Great job by Justin right there.
Tell you what, Gav, that's how you know that he is learning. But
Yep.
it's also mental toughness right there. Huge.
And, Gio obviously just gave up one. He's down by 2. He's not expecting a shot right there.
I mean, that went from a 1-point match to a 4-point match like that, all because of the reattack. So if you're a young wrestler watching this, that you need to make a mental note of what Justin Monzo Hall just did right there, because that's how you wrestle.
This is a great win for Justin as we're closing in on 30 seconds. I don't want to jinx it. But,
Be smart with your hips here, right, Gav?
Yep, 100%. Stay on top. Not get too... Don't fall to your hip or anything like that. Just stay in that spiral ride. You can deal with a stall call.
Yeah, he's in control. He does not need to do anything. Don't think about scoring a pin here or getting bonus. You're trying to win this match right now.
That's a great win right there.
Agreed. Claudia, I'll put West Effort on the board and make the score. Delsea 12, West Effort 3.
As I was saying, that's a big learning experience for Justin, as he had a hard loss on Saturday, came right back out today, and gets a win, and doesn't stop.
This is my guy here, 138 pounds, freshman David Wright for West Effort. It's in a 5-4, but he has won his last 4 matches in a row. He's going to see Marius Fennell Jr. at 4-3, and David's one of those kids that I feel like when you guys weigh in, you look at your opponent, you're like, oh man, this kid's not that intimidating, and then he just bridges off his back like that. But David's a fighter. Come on, buddy.
David needs to fight really hard right now as he gets caught. Now he needs to keep moving. Keep moving.
Fennell, a second-team all-conference guy last year. Very active, and David pushing the pace here. This is exciting wrestling right here, man.
Looks like a big 38-pounder, too.
Sure is. Fennell, a junior. David's never out of it, though. I mean, he's gotten pinned just kind of in scrambles earlier in the year, but
David needs to get off his head as he gets stuck again.
he needs to know the mat here. Jiminy crickets.
David needs to slow down right now. Slow down.
Holy smokes, you ain't kidding, man. It is just, sometimes your nerves are popping. The guy in front of me just won. I want to come out and set the tone. I'm on a streak. I just won my last 4. I'm going to set the pace here. And you hit a guy that can scramble with you, and next thing you know, you're down 7-0 in 60 seconds.
I'll tell you what, I've never seen a neck bridge like that, though. That is impressive by David. Definitely hard to stick.
David is a great athlete and has shown us a lot this year in terms of toughness. Had a major win against Paulsboro. Fennell, though, very strong.
Very strong. David needs to watch out for the cradle here. Get big. Needs to get big.
Start fighting hands right now. That's tight.
David do a good job fighting.
Sneaky strong.
Very.
But, man, Fennell is just, he's taking all the tools out of the toolbox today on top, man. I like the way he wrestles on top. Corkscrew. David rolls out of it.
Ooh, that was a quick 2 call right there.
He did give him 2?
Yeah. David's still fighting, though. First period ends.
All right, what are you taking here?
Neutral.
Marius has a lot of...
He's explosive on top.
He's explosive on top, man. And I love good top wrestlers, so you got to pick your poison here. You hope that David can stay offensive and get into a scramble situation that he can come out on top in.
David needs to not be afraid right now. Keep attacking.
We're getting into the real, there are no real weak links on this Delsea team, but now we're getting into the real meat of this thing.
Yeah.
and our youth showing a little bit. A lot of wrestling, though. A lot of action. This is great stuff.
Good job by David here. Needs it.
Keep that hip on the mat. Yep.
Would have liked to see David finish on that leg right there, not come up to the head.
Agreed. I think that's another you said slow down earlier. I think that's a young guy just taking risks and trying anything to score points. But I'll be honest with you, it's a win if he can get out of this period. It's a win.
Definitely needs the. Phenol tries to put it on a half.
Needs a point to avoid.
Slippery right there.
I'll make it 14-1. 15 points is a tech fall, and Fennell takes a quick look at the clock right there and the score. But this is what I love about David. It's 14-1, and you think it's 1-0 right now.
Needs to get on his toes right here, put pressure on him,
Watch
get his elbow
dunk.
back.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's deep right there.
Push his hips into him as he gets flipped.
That's it.
That'll be a tech.
Fall. Fennell is a good wrestler right there, boy.
Good wrestler. Put in a lot of good work. And David, I know it's not the the look you want right there, but it didn't get pinned. And he fell off his back a lot, and it's going to be a learning experience for him. And, as a freshman, when you're versing older guys like that to come out strong and manhandle you, it really puts into perspective how much, you could still grow and you want to get in the weight room. And
tough weight class, too, as a freshman. Any of these middleweight guys, it's difficult.
145 here.
At 145 pounds, the Crusaders, Austin Booze. And for the Eagles, Mike Amarillo.
Austin Boos for the Crusaders. Mikey Amarillo has also won the last 4 in a row. Michael's hot right now. Sneaky strong. I mean, not sneaky. You can see the biceps, but
And we've seen this position a lot for West Everett as we're getting caught in front head positions. That's great re-attack right there by Mikey.
so Gav, why are we ending up in in so many front headlock situations?
It's not a bad thing by any means, Coach Morrell, but when you get in front of position, we've seen all of our guys, their elbow gets too deep. And it seems like Delsea's really good when they have your elbow in that position, as we've gotten taken down by maybe 3-4 times today already. So when you get in that position, as my dad likes to say, get the chokeout bone, which is right on your hand, and make use of that front head position. Even if you don't get 2, you can choke them out a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Front headlock is a dangerous place to be. I really like Michael on his feet. He's just struggling to finish right now, and obviously he's a shorter wrestler. He sees these long guys all the time.
Right now he needs to back out of this position.
Yes.
Get his legs back.
I'm sure Austin's looking cradle here.
Yep, he needs to get his ankles back. Austin's probably going to try and grab that ankle.
Austin, a sophomore.
He gets the ankle.
A sophomore sitting at 6-1. I mean, you look at this lineup for Delsea. It's 106 freshman, 13 freshman, 5-2 at 06 at 6, by the way. 120 junior. Then it goes sophomore, junior, sophomore. You don't get to your first senior until 160.
That's insane.
Then it's sophomore, the second senior in lineup in Kratzer, and then sophomore, freshman up top. I mean, this crew is not going anywhere.
And they're definitely battle worn, as you said earlier. They've been through it. They've versed a lot of good wrestlers. So, as a West Everett team, we're good as well, and we need to show it right now.
And when you look at West Everett's lineup, starting at 106, freshman, sophomore, right off the bat, senior, junior, freshman. So I mean,
we're young as well.
There'll be a lot of matchups for the next couple of years when these two teams face off. There'll be rematches. All right, Mikey's sitting down 2-0 right now. Mikey's a big cradle guy, even with the shorter, compact.
As he gets it right now.
He's just strong there.
He needs to
watch your hips. Got to watch your hips.
Watch himself right now. As he had it locked up.
Yeah. You wrestle good teams. If you don't have it the right way, they're not going to let you get away with it. I'll make it 23-3 in favor of Delsea as they start to open it up a little bit. 152 Tyson Derenberger for Delsea, sophomore, 5-2. Chris Andahar, freshman, 3-0 in a season for West Everett.
Schulte's.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nate Schulte, excuse me. Nate Schulte's back in the lineup. Nate's been wrestling really tough. It's good to have Nate back after being dinged up a little bit. Sorry, I missed Nate's return. He had a valiant return against Paulsboro. Wrestled really, really tough. Nate's on the radar for regions. I will say that.
Definitely. Nate's always, he's been a really good wrestler. He's been dinged up the past couple of years. Excited to see him today.
There's the front headlock position that we were just talking about again.
And you see Delsea, they're putting in good work on the front head position. Our guys, we can't get that elbow. And the last match, that's what Mikey got scored on. That was textbook of how you're supposed to score on the front head.
Yep, got a little blood on the mat. It's an interesting time of year. I was just saying earlier, it's Gabby, our athletic trainer, is probably all over the place right now. As we have lacrosse, softball, track going on outside, and we're getting ready for a wrestling match inside. So,
yes,
shout out to all of our athletic trainers out there who are having to improvise, adapt, and overcome as they deal with outdoor sports and indoor sports simultaneously. It is certainly an uncommon year. So, ooh, nice arm drag with the re-attack by Nate.
Good re-attack. Nate getting in that front head position again. He has the elbow, though. Looking for a throw by here.
Delsea, man, they got some tall, long kids.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. You're not kidding. They really worked that front. That's a real nice front headlock.
That's really good. As he goes around and locks the waist.
Quick two.
That looks really tight. That front head looks really tight. If you're Nate, you want to try as fast as you can to get on that leg next time you're neutral. Not when it gets brought out on.
So let's say this is a year ago, and you are the captain of this team. You're sitting here on down 23-3. What are you saying to your teammates at this point in the match?
Match isn't over yet. We're still only halfway through this match. Keep your head up. Obviously teach them that Delsea, as you go through high school wrestling, you see that a lot of teams have they do the same moves a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You see a team that does a lot of headlocks, you're going to get at least 4 or 5 headlock throws that match. Delsea's always been good at front heads. It's always been a big cradle team as well. So when you come to this match, you want to tell your guys in that, pregame stage or even right now, you want to tell them, like, hey, this is how you defend it, and let's get after it.
Delsea coming off of a tough loss to Paramus Catholic, one of the top teams, number 9 in the state right now. Traveled down to number 16 Delsea over the weekend. Beat Delsea 52-20, so you can imagine Delsea coming in here with
fired up.
Oh yeah, it's one of those poking the bear situations. Like whoever they get next is going to have to pay the price for that loss. But that just shows you the levels. You're watching an unbelievable Delsea team right now, who's number 16 in the state. So
great shot by Nate. He needs to finish, get his legs out, split the legs. Good job.
Puts Nate back in front, 3-2. And like we were saying earlier, this is a big match for Nate. It certainly has region qualifications on the plate here.
I'd like to see him come back to that double leg. It was a really good double he just had. Needs to keep him moving. Get out of that collar tie. Don't want to be there.
Oh, wow. Great job with his hips right there.
Commit to it. Needs to come up with it. Cannot sit.
Good train wrestling action going on here.
Nate gives up to 2. Makes it 6-3.
Derenberger, just a sophomore. 5-2.
Very young team.
Yep, Schulte's a junior. Good to have him back for another year as well. Also an excellent soccer player.
Had a great season in soccer.
Yep, South Jersey Group 2 champs. Derenberger looking to throw a leg there, but doesn't. Nate back on his feet. 30 seconds to go. He's going to need a point.
He's going to need to create some space here. Get those hands free. Turn the face.
Yep, they've been working this in practice hard. That's got to be stolen.
That's got to be stolen. Keep
going.
There. Keep going. You got 10 seconds.
Might get another stalling here.
Could be one.
It's definitely going to be another stolen. 8 seconds to go. Stay on the mat.
That's got to be another stolen.
So you can't hang on the leg like that. If you're the top man, you have to make an effort to work up. Derenberger decided that he's going to hang there and try to, because sometimes you get nervous to work up because as soon as you're afraid that as soon as you let him go, he's going to get his one.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why you can't do that and why it's usually called stalling. Yeah, he did get the stalling call.
Yeah, I guess there's a little bit of match awareness there, match and mat awareness there. If Nate stays right where he's at and doesn't move, and Derenberger doesn't work up, it's definitely getting a second call. I think the officials don't like calling that second stall. They just don't like it. And I think that Justin Lazarus, our official for today, probably saw them working towards the edge of the mat and gave Derenberger the benefit of the doubt. Oh, nice switch. Just couldn't get in the crotch. Great cap movement here.
Needs to get right back up. Needs to break those hands free as Derenberger has the 2-on-1.
Can't believe this went to 6. He was up 3-2, and suddenly it's 6-3.
As I'm watching these matches, you can see how Delsea is a match awareness team. They know where they're at.
That right there is a tricky situation. You could make the argument that Derenberger is not doing anything with that 2-on-1 as he goes back to it, and at some point he's got to start working turns. Nate, on the other hand, needs the hand fight and keep his wrist free.
Yep. When you're not working out to the side, and you're just working on top, just putting your pressure on, it's usually called a stall call. We'll take a stalemate as Nate needs to pop up right now.
Yeah, we will take a stalemate. A stalemate gets you a fresh start.
Need 1, then 2.
Clock seems like it's ticking faster right now, doesn't it? 48 seconds to go, 47.
And as I just said, Delsea knows how to work a match. They know how to, as you see, he's coming out to the side right now. Ooh, we'll get a stall call.
Okay, so that's beneficial. So that puts the pressure on Tyson.
40 seconds. Nate needs to show out right now. Show it.
Good first
everything
move.
out.
Get your 1. Needs to get the 1, not just a 2 here. 6-5. Here
Attack.
we go.
Attack.
Got to finish when he goes. Got to finish. Can't hang.
Already stall call. Needs to put pressure. Needs to go.
18 seconds. 15 seconds. Needs to clear out of the head tie. Derenberger doing a nice job playing defense. 10 seconds. Short time. Now you got to look big. Derenberger understands the situation. Good match.
Great match right there.
Quality match. 2 guys. I'd love to see that back. I'd love to see a rematch there in the regions. I'll tell you that right now. And that opens up the lead for Delsea 26-3. Nate's still wrestling well, though.
Nate wrestled well there. I feel like he left everything he had out on the mat.
At 160 pounds.
Just, a tough loss.
Senior. We'll get to our first senior in Delsea's lineup in Pierce Lightfoot. 5-2. Senior for West Everett, Ian Corey sitting at 5-3. Ian has made a ton of improvement this year. Pierce was a second-team all-conference wrestler at 182 last year, which is funny because Ian came down from 182 to 160.
Ian, a very strong wrestler, and he could wrestle 182 if he wanted. Definitely has the strength too.
Absolutely.
Great to see him at 160 here. And he's still learning.
And I'm sure Pierce is not much different. I mean, also a senior who came down from 182. So these are 2 guys that walk around a lot bigger than they're wrestling right now.
Like to see the attack by Ian right now. Keep going.
Missed the mustache. Ian was rocking a really hard mustache for most of the year. It's all about finishing when you wrestle a good opponent like Delsea, man. I'll tell you what, they've got great shot defense.
Ian in on the leg. Needs to sit him right now. Sit him on his butt. Or just lift him.
Under control. Great job staying in there. Great job staying in there.
Wants to keep that Turk. As he lets it go.
Good job by Pierce scooting out of that. A lot of guys give you back points right there.
I'll tell you what, that was just pure strength right there. Lifting him up from that position.
You loved being in that position, didn't you?
it's a great position to be in. You know?
Back in the day.
If you have them in the air, just take your time. Split the legs. It's a lot easier to split the legs when you're up in the air than on the mat. Bring them down softly, get your 2, as Ian just did.
And the coaching staff knew Ian had this in him. He just really flipped the switch going into his senior year this year.
Almost
locked hands.
As he kind of had the arm there.
Yeah.
Gets 1. I like to see him keep attacking as he's coming on 10 seconds. You can wait until the second period here. Don't need to waste any energy.
Pierce working that underhook. Wrestling like a big guy. Ian with most of the offense there in the first period. Delsea choice in the second. Select bottom. West effort gives them the 1 escape, as we would rather work on our feet than on the mat.
Scores 2-2 now.
Ian's more of he's not really a collar tie shot guy. He's more of a non-contact.
As he tries one right there, you know, you can't really do anything when the guy's in on a collar tie or underhook. Just taking a shot it's very difficult because you can't use your other arm.
Yeah. Pierce really strong too, and you're going to struggle to go right down the center of his body to get a takedown. You got to work half a man there.
Yeah, I like to see him get him moving. You know, working around the mat, a little head snaps.
But I'll tell you what, Gavin. I mean, and I know I don't know how much you think about this when you're mid-match, like in something like this, but Pierce has not done a lot of shooting here, so you know you wonder how much takedown he has. Some of these guys will just hang on to it until they really need it.
Yeah. As we get a stall call, because Delsea has not taken a shot. It's a good job by Ian. Keep pushing the pace.
So Ian needs to stay offensive here and just take good shots, but push the pace. I was surprised by that. A little surprised by that stall call right there, right after a level change. Albeit it wasn't a full tilt level change, but Pierce wrestles a little bit more like an 82-pounder or a bigger guy than he does a 60-pounder.
And the rule is 3 shots to none is a stall.
Right.
Something around that. It's lenient in that call. It depends what the refs see.
Yeah.
So as Ian comes in here,
tough situation here. No. Oh.
He was in a good place. And you let go of the leg.
11.8 seconds to go officially on the clock here. 2-2. Gavin Shields is probably just going to hang here. He doesn't want to waste much energy.
It's just, when you're an experienced wrestler, I know you know.
Yeah, you just don't want to put yourself in a bad situation.
I know you haven't been in too many of those situations, Coach Morrell, but
pin or be pinned in my lifetime.
In that situation, there's 10 seconds left. Wait till the next period.
And we have the choice. So we're in a good situation here with, being on bottom. We don't know what Pierce has on top. We know that Delsea's been wrestling tough on top all match. That's going to be a strong call.
Good job. Good job by Ian coming right back in there.
But the pressure's really on Pierce here, right? I mean, he's the one that's down 1, and he's got a stalling call.
And he hasn't taken a shot all match, so, if you're Pierce right now, you got to start opening it up. And I think Ian's shot defense is just as good.
Yeah.
He's got big legs.
The problem is if you're Ian, you also don't want to just hang out.
No.
Because it just takes one shot. And all of a sudden, this match that you were in control of, now you're scrambling. We've been there before, so.
But you don't need to take, a dumb shot.
Right, you don't need to force.
No. I like where he's at, staying in the ties. Not creating too much space. Keep his feet moving.
Hard head snap. Now you see Pierce realizing that there's 60 seconds to go, and he's got to start cranking it up. We can't take a stalling call either, though. There's a lot of time on the clock. Stance and level change, right?
Stance and level change. Keep them feet moving. You don't want to sit flat-footed as Ian takes a nice shot. I believe that will get him out of the stall call.
Yes. That was a very strategic shot right there.
A lot needs to watch himself.
It's that front headlock position again.
That's what you need to keep your head up when you're in that position. You keep your head up and you're getting good head position. That's not going to happen.
You got to weather this storm. You know Lightfoot's going to start bringing the pressure right here. 28 seconds to go trying to win this match. You can't end up in a scramble situation. And whatever Pierce has, in his bag of tricks is coming right now.
Good job by Ian. Needs to watch his elbow.
Yeah, does not even need to worry about scoring right here.
No, back out of that. Back out.
Oh, great job
Ian
defending the
sticks him.
dump. Great job defending. Watch your hips here.
Needs a stick here would be huge. I don't think he's going to get it. Great match there by Ian Pierce.
I'll tell you what, that kid keeps getting better and better. You talk about region qualifications, he might be
in contention.
In contention for sure.
And that's one of those things where Ian can come out in region and shock everybody. Don't be surprised if he comes out and ends up moving along.
Looks like the Eagles are going to make a change here. Gonna bump Jordan Roan to 82. Marcus Carter, freshman, at 3-1. Will get thrown to Jared Shop, one of the best wrestlers in the state. 7-0. Only a sophomore. And this is one of those situations. Yeah, you just got to wrestle and do the best you can with it. I'm having flashbacks. My first varsity match as a freshman was against Ed Tyler, heavyweight from Delsea, who went to Maryland on a football scholarship, and it was very similar to what's going on right now.
Carter gets turned here.
Mark is a tough kid, strong kid. Amazing that Shop's only a sophomore, wrestling at an elite level.
Definitely scary as he's ripping at the face right now. It's just a
injury to insult to injury, excuse me. Marcus doing a good job fighting. Marcus has come a long way, and he's going to be a good one. Little brother of Jason Carter, who graduated a few years ago.
Similar styles.
Yep. Makes it 32-6, and here we have sophomore Jordan Roan bumping up to 82.
He will wrestle Daniel.
Surprised you picked this last name to announce. DG Avicino. It's my best effort at that. I apologize if I'm saying it incorrectly.
I'd like to see Roan come out here.
And Jordan Roan, very similar situation as Justin Monzo Hall. If you want to stay alive and region contention, you need to win. You need to win here. And DG Avicino, sophomore, another sophomore, also 7-0. I mean, you're just not getting away from him.
It's gonna be a dangerous Delsea team the next few years.
Yeah. Jordan has a really quality skill set. He just, he's been a little bit inconsistent this year.
He's very quick on his feet, as you just saw right there in the shot. Great job by him. Needs to finish there, bring him back into the mat.
He's got really good takedown.
He's got to get his hand back, bring that leg up in the air. As he does.
Be patient here.
It's a great job by Gio Vecchino.
Probably just refer to him as Dan from this point.
Yeah. Great job by Dan right there. Good leg defense. Having a heavy leg.
Oh,
he tries to throw by right there. Jordan needs to watch himself.
I'll tell you what, great chain wrestling there by Dan. He went arm drag. He knew exactly what he was doing. Missed the arm drag, went right to, I think it went an outside single. Came back, but he had moves lined up that he knew he was going to hit, and that was impressive.
Jordan needs to watch himself right now. He gets locked up in the cradle.
That's a strong
needs to break the grip as he does right there.
Man. That's a strong sophomore. Big sophomore. Job by Jordan fighting out of it. And this is where Jordan has struggled this year on the mat a little bit, and he's been working hard to get better at it. But if he gets back to his feet, he needs to stay the aggressor.
Yeah, Jordan's definitely struggled on bottom this year. I'd like to see him. He's still learning. He's still learning a lot this year. He's only a sophomore.
Came out last year and filled in. I think he jumped in when we bumped you up a couple matches,
Yep.
and he came in at 82 and did a lot of really nice things. Created a spark in the lineup
I think it was against Collingswood. Had a great match through a last-second hip toss.
Yep.
You know, he's got spark. He's a very strong kid.
And he's a fighter. You know, he's not going to back down from competition, as you see here. Got to take a better shot than that, though. Watch the re-attack.
It's a good
Great
cross
pick.
pick.
Yeah,
good cross pick.
You're a big cross pick guy.
Some of my favorite moves right there.
Oh, man. It's just the level that Delsea's wrestling at right now is
They're very
really
good at chain
impressive.
wrestling. Very good at chain wrestling and really good at front heads. And it's a dangerous combo.
Alrighty, moving to 195, and this is the best we got coming out right now. And Cody Thurston, 8-0 senior, wrestling Matthew Kratzer, another senior, 3-3.
Cody wrestling outstanding this year. It's fun to watch.
At 195 pounds, next is Matt Kratzer. Number 8 was Cody
Kratzer, second team all-conference selection a year ago at 220, so he's wrestling down to 195. Cody, also at 220 a year ago, placed 8th in the state there. He's wrestling down to 195. Nice duck.
Nice job by Cody right there. Gets in on the leg, good finish.
You know where he's going now, right to the boots.
It's very mean right there. Very aggressive.
You spent a lot of time in the room with Cody. I believe he was your wrestling partner a year ago.
Yeah, Cody was my wrestling partner for a while, from probably sophomore year until my senior year. You know, we've had a lot of back and forth times in the wrestling room.
What was the moment you knew he was changing mentally, where he was going to be a force to be reckoned with?
Definitely last year. You know, the beginning of last year, when, you know, coming in my senior year. And, you know, we've had a lot of back and forth fights in that wrestling room. You know, we've had our differences, and it's a good chance to let out our steam in the wrestling room, and he got me a couple of times. I'm not gonna. You know,
And it was that you just knew right then.
I knew
man,
that his
he's
mentality
turning the corner.
changed, and you know, he's coming different.
Got a legit ability this year to get him placed in the state, certainly, and I know he's looking to get high up on the podium. And Kratzer doing a nice job fighting off his back there.
And you know, a big thing for Cody right now is just stay calm, keep doing you. You know, don't get too big into the situation. And, you know, just keep wrestling.
That's the one thing I've been proud of Cody. There have been a couple situations where when you're that good,
Yep.
and some of these Delsea kids probably feel it too, and you're just expected to come out and pin in the first period to get it done. Now all of a sudden you're going into the second period, or maybe even the third period, against a kid you thought you were going to smoke, and it mentally it plays a little bit of
plays a little bit of toll, because you really ask yourself, you know, am I that good?
Yeah. Am I living up to expectations?
Yeah. And, you know, especially, you know, I like to get first period pins a lot. You know, it's a good time, get off the mat. And, you know, when you get into that second period, it's like, dang.
Yeah, but the great ones, you know, they stay composed and they're just going to work for the win. And that's what Cody's done a good job of this year.
Scores 7-0. You have a caution.
We'll take it. You got 3 of them. Use them. See what Kratzer has on top. Kratzer sitting at 3-3 on the year. Also a senior. Great job fighting off, keeping wrist free, and
It's a good start by Cody right there. He got his base first, kept his elbows in tight, and he stood up.
He's got to be careful dropping to a knee like that. He's trying to get the locked hands call, but that can actually, you can get an unsportsmanlike conduct doing that.
Cody gets his 1. Scores 8-0.
You know, no matter how good, you know that Kratzer's wrestling in the room and being coached up like every other kid, and he's got a lot of pride on the line, and he wants to have a good showing against a state-ranked kid for his own region qualification. So a lot on the line for both these guys.
You know, Kratzer not really lighting up. He's not really showing too much fear here. You know, he's wrestling good against Cody, who's a really good wrestler.
Cody working to be patient with the boots here. Now, what's the key? Just keep those hips flat and covered up?
Yeah, and Cody's really good at that. Cody's really good at breaking him down. You know, I've been on bottom a couple of times against Cody. He's really good at getting in that position, breaking you down. Now he's going to throw in that power half that rips the shoulder out of many people.
That's a good job by Matt on bottom, just forcing a restart
Yeah, that's a lot of times what you have to do, especially when you don't want to get turned. You keep them elbows in.
Yeah.
Just turtle up.
But this is certainly a situation where we got that one, got that whistle start. Certainly a situation where, I know Matt wants to work to try to win the match, but you're also saying, hey, if I can go 3 periods with this guy, find out what he's got. If we see each other again, a little bit of mental, psychological warfare there. Like, hey, man, I want the distance with you, so.
And as you can see, he's bunching up right now on bottom, keeping them elbows in tight, making it difficult for Cody to get the turn.
If you are Delsea's coaching staff, what are you telling Matt in the 3rd period? Where are you going?
I'm going neutral.
Yeah.
Especially, why not try something big here? Are you going to not lose the match, or are you going to win the match? Especially if your Kratzer here, as they choose bottom, which is a questionable call.
Well, I think they chose bottom just because it's the safest position not to get turned or teched. You're sitting at 12-0. You don't want to give up any bonus. You go to your feet, probably going to get taken down, possibly to your back. If you go bottom and you just, hand fight and stay in a good base, there's a chance you get through this thing just giving up a major. I almost kind of want, thinking West Effort cuts him loose here and goes to work on your feet again.
Cody looks to work that arm out.
Glad he's changing it up.
Yep. I believe he's going to go for either tilt here or a bar. He goes for the bar arm.
Kratzer doing a nice job fighting that hand free. Let's see what else Cody's got in his arsenal here.
He has a tight waist that looks tight.
What's that tilt? A lot of pride on the line here. Kratzer doing a nice job fighting off. 60 seconds to go.
Kratzer not really doing much. Just fighting for his life right now.
This is where Cody needs to, stay calm. Don't force anything.
Yeah, not overthink this situation right now.
Right. You want to be 9-0 walking away from this match, and that's it. Corner, trying to get Cody to cut here. 30 seconds to go. Not sure if it makes much of a difference now. Cody working hard to get that tilt, and not going to get him. Nice job by Kratzer.
Yeah, he's fighting off really hard right now.
10 seconds to go. Workman-like match for Cody.
Still a dominant win for Cody.
Oh, 100%. And he never puts himself in a bad position.
Winner by making the decision for Eagles, Cody Thurston.
That'll make the score 38-14 in favor of Delsea as we move to 220 pounds. And a kid that's been wrestling lights out the past few matches in Michael Griffith. Got a late start in the season, sitting at 5-1.
He goes up against Ashton Blues.
It's Blouse.
Blouse.
Michael, a sneaky 220-pounder. He's got a lot of throw game.
A lot of throw game as he goes for the headlock right there.
And not really. He's become a pinner the past couple matches, but he had a couple tough ones right out of the gate where he went the distance. Blouse doing a nice job. He's a sophomore, 2-2, big sophomore.
Yeah, he's definitely a big guy, and Griff, starting off a little bit rough. He tried for the headlock, which is fine. Now he just got to get back to his feet, start over.
I'll tell you what, the one thing about Griff is he is very savvy athletically. He is always aware of the situation in whatever sport he's playing, whether it be football, wrestling, or lacrosse, and he understands the psychological aspect of, hey, you look at me, do I look like the most athletic kid in the crew? No. But I also know if I can get you in the third period or outthink you, outsmart you, I always have a chance. That's what he believes.
Yeah, Griff's a very smart kid. He knows where he's at on the mat, knows what he's doing. And and knows a lot more than most kids.
And he's, working another one of those guys himself, A.J. Monahan. I think Justin Monzo Hall, Nate Schultes, we talked about Ian Corey on the radar. He certainly, Griff is in the mix of trending up towards earning himself a region qualification. This would be a big match,
though. Look away. Let's get off that half, peel it off. He's letting off back points right now. That's fine. Just needs to keep working.
$15 seconds to go, 13 seconds to go. Score 5-0 in favor of Blosser.
See, now that was a dominant performance right there by Blouse on top.
Yeah.
I think it's going to make a difference. I think they go neutral in the third period.
Do you think West Everett chooses neutral in third period? I mean, you got it, because at that point you're trying to go big. Would like to see Mike ride hard here. Just a lot of wrestling. A lot of chain wrestling, like you said.
Nice little shot. Needs to back out of that now. Blouse is a big kid. As we've seen today, Delsea's really good in front head, cross pick. Does not want to get caught in that cross pick cradle.
Technically, meaning the technique that Delsea wrestles with is outstanding.
Very good.
Probably some of the best we've seen all year. Top to bottom, I think this is the best team we've wrestled all year.
They've shown a lot of good stuff today, and they're making us pay for our bad shots that we take.
Oh, for sure.
Mike needs to keep fighting here.
Blouse sitting with an 8-0 lead, working that wrist hard. Griff needs to start working his chest off the mat and his head up. And
he needs to get big right now. Get big. Watch out for that cradle.
I'm not a big cradle guy, especially for a big guy. I like working wrists.
Cradles are, I would think, one of the hardest to get out of in wrestling. If you lock in a nice tight cradle, it's very difficult to get out of. And Delsea's been doing cradles for forever now. And it's one of their main moves.
Going to a ball and chain tilt here.
Griff needs to.
Oh, nice job by Blouse. Love big guys that can ride and float and work their hips and keep themselves out of bad situations. That was impressive. Oh, here comes the near side.
Griff needs to get big right now. Short time. That should not be a 2 count.
No points awarded. All right, here we go. What are we choosing? Neutral. Scouting report says stay away from underhooks. Your Blouse right here. Oh, that's
goes for a low signal.
That's a poor shot.
And Blouse in it on the front head again.
Getting 2. I'll tell you what. I know that Delsea is an outstanding team, one of the better teams we've faced this year. But we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast. What West Everett team are we going to see today? I know the coaching staff felt the same way. Are you going to see the team that competed really hard against Paulsboro and Collinswood and some of these really good teams? Or are you going to see the team that kind of feels their way through a match, which you cannot do? You cannot feel your way through a match. And
West Everett, I don't think they came out as good as they could have came out today. Definitely could have left more out on the mat. Delsea, obviously a really good team, as we're seeing right now. They've had a lot of good competition throughout this year. Very technically sound, and they're doing what they're good at. West Everett needs to work on our shots right now and our own front heads, as Delsea's capitalized on just about every front head they've been in.
Well, certainly a lot of lessons learned today. You got 3 days before your next match against a co-op team of Highland and Triton combined, and I
know that practice tomorrow is going to be a rough one.
Oh, it's going to be a Donnybrook.
Yeah, I remember when we lost to Delsea last year. The next practice was not the best.
Lesson learned, right? Probably came out and punished the next opponent.
Yep. And sometimes those practices serve as a wake-up call.
100%. Delsea may have had one after the Paramus Catholic match for all we
Yep.
know. What we cannot do here is Michael cannot afford to give up any more points. Sitting at 10-0, which would be a major. As time expires, and that's going to be 4 points for Delsea on the team board.
Winner by name, Crusaders, Ashton.
I mean, the depth of this team is just really impressive.
I don't think they've had a weakness.
No, agreed. And we move to heavyweight. So we have 2 bouts remaining at heavyweight for Delsea. This is freshman Rocco Bennett. Oh, by the way, 7-0.
Yeah.
285 pounds, Crusaders, Rocco Bennett.
And sophomore heavyweight sitting at 1-2, Ramir Vaughn. Ramir opened his varsity career with a really good win and has lost the last 2, but getting better week by week. This is really his first season. Last year he was kind of a JV guy, and he and Jabril Barksdale battling for that heavyweight position.
Rocco looking like more of a 235, 240 heavyweight.
Yeah, he tipping the scales at 240 on the dot today.
That's correct.
Looks athletic. Going for a big throw right there.
He's a very aggressive wrestler, as we're seeing right now.
And this is where our heavyweights need to get better. They just need to understand the importance of not getting pinned, which they will learn. We'll learn. 42nd pin for Rocco Bennett. He improves. The freshman improves to 8-0. And we go into our final match of the day. 2 freshmen squaring off at 106 pounds. For Delsea, Blaze Verdino.
We started out the broadcast today saying the importance of not letting up bonus points and coming out with a strong performance, and we're not seeing it right now.
We're not. You got to hope freshman Anthony Catando here for West Effort 5-3. Anthony has one of those guys that's improved every match.
Needs to watch that elbow.
Yep. But he's also been learning every match. These are 2 freshmen that seem similar in a lot of ways, and Ant's due for a win.
Both coming out fired up. A lot of quick movements. Zant needs to get that elbow back and get his hand in on the neck. He tries to throw by. Needs to get his leg back now. Good cross face. Good job attacking the ankle there. Gets 2.
Certainly want to end this day with a victory and come away with some kind of positive. Not many positives here today for the Eagles, and they know that. You're looking at it. Delsea's just right now at a different level.
They are at a different level, and if you're West Effort, you gotta ask yourself, what can we do to get that level? Work in the practice room, work with the guys, get the mentality back up to a good pace.
Well, I'll tell you, Gavin, one thing that Delsea has always done a really great job of, as has West Effort. This summer was much different, but Delsea's always wrestling the offseason. These kids are nonstop wrestling. I mean, they're finding tournaments, they're finding ways to get on the mat.
Delsea definitely having a good off-season program. And, it's paying off for them right now. They look really good today. They've had tough competition throughout the year. And, wrestling, when you lose a match like this and it's a blowout, it's a mental toll on the team. If you're the coach Nick Iraldi or Coach Shields, you got to think about that and what can we do better as a team to get to that next level.
Well, I'll tell you what they can do better right off the bat is they need to bring more juice in their home gym, because the way they came out today is just unacceptable. There's no fans in the stands. You got a couple parents here, and that. Like, we've wrestled enough to know that during the COVID era, you have to create your own energy in your home environment. And there have been a couple matches where we've done that and we've really benefited from it, and this is one that we just didn't do it. And that's the questions that I know as a coach you ask yourself, like, what could we have done better? We could have come out here a little bit stronger, a little bit more enthusiastic, a little bit more energy in the building. That plays an impact. That.
Yep. And, especially when your bench gets into it. If your bench gets into it in a match, it's definitely a different changer. Especially any sport really. If your guys on the bench are giving you a lot of energy, a lot of juice, it's going to be a different game.
Yep, absolutely. And you mentioned it in the JV match. That's where it started. I'm not saying wrestling in a half-empty gym is easy. Certainly not. But we've seen West Effort at their best, as today's not their best. Good news, we get a chance to do it on Friday, hopefully.
Yep.
It's hard to say that these days in COVID. You never know, right? But as you well know, as your football season at Stevenson is constantly being postponed due to COVID things, and there used to be a day where it was like, all right, guys, we'll turn around and we'll wrestle tough on Friday, but there's just no guarantee anymore.
No guarantee. Make every match count.
30 seconds to go. Anthony Catano up 2-1. Wants to finish the period up 2-1. He's being very aggressive. I just wish he would close the space and have some better setups for his shots. They're just diving in there.
I think that's the coaches are seeing right now. A lot of our guys are taking faraway shots.
Yeah.
Faraway shots are fine if you're creating a lot of head taps, a lot of good movement. When you're just diving for the legs,
that's a bad situation. Got short time here. Anthony's got to know the time. 0.8 seconds to go, and Blaze Verdino ends the match, and that's kind of the way it's gone for West Effort today. That's how this match will end. Final score, Delsea 54, West Effort 10. That's the best team we've seen come through this gym so far. Gav, I'm sorry that's how we had to end you here. 1-1 is your broadcasting record this year, but it was great to have you back. We wish you the best of luck, and we know you'll be keeping tabs on us.
Thank you. It's good to be back because, it's good to do some wrestling. I've always wanted to broadcast some wrestling. And it's good to be in the gym and see everybody. Thanks for having me.
You got it, brother. And Eagle Nation, your team is back in action Friday night, outdoor match at Highland. So be aware, be ready to go and get some tickets for that. And hopefully we'll be able to bounce back from this one. So have a great day, Eagle Nation.